How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to another video. I am your host, Cobra Trading. I haven't done an analysis video in quite some time on Bitcoin. So today I want to take a look at the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour time frame just to give you guys an overview of where I think that we are in this ranging market based on my trading style and the indicators and stuff that I like to use. So without too much of a crazy intro, I know that most of you guys that watch these videos aren't really subscribed. So make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button down below and check out all of the links there, as well as my website at cobra-trading.com. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. All right, so as you all know, I like to take a look at the weekly chart first. So that's pretty much where we are right here. We've got major resistance up here between 60, 65K and our critical upper range support here that ranges from about 28 to about 32 or so. So a couple $1,000 ranges in each of these. Midline would be about 44 or so $1,000. There's been a lot of wicks to the downside here, which is good and bad. It means that there's a lot of selling pressure, but with the wicks, it means that there's a lot of buyers down there, right? So there are spot bids down here. That's what's helping prop this market up. Everyone is trying to get in at, around $30,000, and we're starting to form this head and shoulders here. Now, there's a couple things that can play out with this. Obviously, as I've said before, we could get something like this, where we make that full continuation down to here to our major demand. But at the end of the day, these patterns in crypto, and I went over this when I was featured in Nebraska Gooner's video, is that a lot of times these patterns are really only 50-50, especially in crypto. In legacy markets, they're a little more reliable, but given that crypto markets are less liquid than Forex markets for exchange, there's a 50-50 chance. So basically what that means, what I'm saying here is that, we could definitely see some kind of like a throw over here and a fake out and then just really rip to the top side. That's also a possibility, but, we can't ignore this pattern. This pattern is here. It really just depends. Are we able to hold support here? And this is a major, bear trap to trap all of these shorters, all of these bottom shorters in here, and then rip to the top side right from here. That's absolutely a possibility. Again, it's kind of a 50-50 thing. So if we take a look at our indicators, we're floating around right at our lower 44 limit here on the RSI, which is good. I think as long as this holds, we will be okay. We are getting a bullish cross in bearish territory on our KMAC indicator. More information on that, you guys can actually follow me on TradingView and get access to this indicator for free if you want. This is just a free indicator, modified MACD with a better histogram on it, along with some indicators of when crosses are happening and things like that. I've got a whole tutorial on how to use this video on my page, and I will link that up here in, I guess over here in the right-hand corner, the right-hand corner over here. Anyway, so let's bring it down to a daily chart and just kind of see where we're at. So let's take these drawings off and see what's going on with Ichimoku cloud and our EMAs first, okay? So definitely below the cloud, huge red cloud in front of us. We're getting a quote unquote death cross here, okay? Now, that name is pretty stupid. You never hear any name when the 20 and the 50 cross or the 50 and the 100 cross. It's meant to scale retail investors. The word death is scary. People don't like that. My only concern with this isn't the cross that we're seeing. It's more that we've fallen back below our Tenkan-sen line here on the Ichimoku cloud, and that's currently acting as very strong resistance at $35,000. Now, $35,000, very psychological level. Okay, so a lot of resistance here. So we kind of have to wait for the rest of the day to see kind of how this plays out. A couple days ago, I guess it was Tuesday or so, we had this really nice bullish hammer, and we're continuing to the upside. So that all in all is very positive for Bitcoin. So if we take a look at our indicators here, we've got our RSI slowly moving up. So we are starting to see we've been getting like these gradual lower lows here, and we're getting gradually higher lows on the RSI. So that is a positive thing. Now, in terms of indicators and stuff like that on our daily chart, again, we are getting higher lows here on our MACD. That's all very positive, which is, I'm not the only one that sees this basically, right? Like everybody is seeing, these kinds of things starting to play out, which is why we're starting to move to the top side. So these are our still general ranges, right, from the weekly chart. So let's take it down to a 4-hour and just kind of see what we have going on here. So for today, I posted a chart on Twitter earlier today, and these are basically the levels that we have going on. Okay, so we've got our monthly open way back here, our weekly open over here. So our monthly and weekly low, we just recently put in, I guess this was, I think Monday, early in the morning or something. The 22nd was Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday, we put in a really huge wick to the downside here. This was a lot of liquidations. It wasn't necessarily manipulation or anything like that. There was just a lot of really trapped, shorts and stuff. And all of those shorts, ended up getting liquidated. So that pumped the price right back up. Just recently, we actually just swept our previous daily high from yesterday, which is really good. And I would like to see price start to move up to sweep our weekly high up here. But there is, this level of consolidation that we had up here, and that's the resistance that we're running into right here. We had consolidation here. We had more consolidation here. So, when you look left, it gives you clues, and we can see all of that happening here. So that's all really good. We do have bullish volume coming into the market. KMAC indicators looking really good down here. I don't really want to focus too much on like the KMAC and the RSI. I know that's like boring for you guys. These are just indicators that I mainly use on the high time frames. Okay, I've got a completely different strategy for scalping. Again, I will link that video in the top over here, okay, for you on my algo. This is the algo that I use, and I've got an entire video on what these indicators are and basically how I read this. Okay, so that's pretty much what's going on our 4-hour chart. Let me switch to my other 4-hour chart right here. And this is basically the other view. Okay, so our RSI is tapping up above the 56. I'd really like to see us climb above and hold above that 56. I would be a lot more confident seeing that happen. But again, without the indicators, this is this really huge descending channel that we've been in for a very, very long time now. We had a throw over here. We weren't able to hold support. We actually fell back into the channel, retested it bearishly a few times up here in the upper portion of the channel, and then the price collapsed, retapping the lower limit of this. So we blew right through this median line, which is really good. We got a retrace to almost about the median line. It looks like the median line either got bid or front ran. And now we're continuing to the upside through this this middle zone of our overall range here. That's what this gray box is, right? So we've got our upper resistance, our lower support, and just this mid zone area. Seeing a 4-hour close, which we're coming into in about 2 hours here, this would be a very, very strong candle close. Any retrace, I would be probably looking to long. However, longing midline or shorting the midline of an overall range, especially one that's been happening this long, is very risky. And you can kind of see that throughout the chart. I explained this in one of my other videos, or maybe it was a video for just the members or something. But throughout longing this, we've been very profitable on lower time frames. This has been scalpers heaven for us, and I do particularly well in ranging markets, which is normally a weak point for other traders. But given my strategy, I love this kind of price action, up, down, up, down, up, down. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic for scalps and smaller plays with lower leverage. But what I will tell you, just a little bit of alpha leak here, is when you're coming into a midline range like this, it's very difficult and it's very risky, I should say, to be longing or shorting into a midline, just because it's kind of like that dead man zone, right? Like I tried to long here in this zone, it blew right through. That was a huge stop out. Okay, same thing happened here. We actually took profits at the top of our range here. And I didn't re-long this because I had learned my lesson back here. And sure enough, the price broke down, not only through the range midline, but also through the midline of our descending channel here with pretty significant force. There was a lot of bearish volume here coming into the market. As you can see all through here, we just kept getting a huge pump in bearish volume. It died off for a little bit, and then we just tanked right here. Okay, so That's pretty much what I'm looking at for the 4 hour. Now, again, we are coming up to this resistance between like 35 and 36K. I think that if we can break above this last level of consolidation here at about 36,300, if we can break above that, I would definitely see something like this happening, or potentially something like that happening, see a throw over of the range to retest the top of the descending channel and then move higher to be retesting these highs. So that would kind of be like my game plan for the long side, okay? And you guys also know that I really love doing a whole bunch of analysis with fibs and things like that. So let's go ahead and just draw a fib and see, okay, like what resistances are we coming up here, right? So right at the top of this consolidation is our golden pocket, okay? So this would be a prime area to be tapping and then looking for some kind of a retrace to be longing. But again, being so close to this mid-range here, if I was longing this, I'd be doing it very conservatively with a very tight stop. There's no reason to overexpose yourself, especially with really high leverage in a ranging market like this. So again, scalper's dream. So let's work our way down to a 1 hour time frame and just kind of break this down. I don't think I have too much drawn on this chart. Let's go back to my... There we go. Okay, so I've got these ranges drawn, right? So these also correlate very well with our daily timeframes, right? We've got our upper range up here, we've got our lower range down here, but inside of those ranges on the lower timeframes, of course, there's other ranges, right? Everything is a fractal of itself, okay? Bullish volume coming into the market, and it is increasing. That's really good. KMAC is in positive territory, and our RSI is sitting up here in the upper limit between 56 and 70. That's really good. So on this 1 hour chart, we can see here a very nice step ladder up in price, right? Boost up, consolidate, boost up, consolidate. Same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. All right. So I would be assuming, if this entire thing is going to be doing that same thing, that this would probably be the levels that I'm looking at here is this top, anywhere in here between this line at 34,375 and our bottom limit of 33,719. That would probably be where I would be trying to aim for any kind of long opportunity. Okay. I would want to stop below this low. Let's say this is my average entry, and I would be targeting this kind of upside here, right? So 2% stop loss, almost a 3-to-1 trade, 5% profit minus whatever leverage that you may be using. I personally don't use more than 5x leverage ever. This is normally how I look for my trade setups, okay? So this would be assuming, obviously, more upside here. We got a throw over of the resistance, maybe a little fake out here, tap these lows, and then continue to the upside. Being very cautious here would be my advice to you, longing into this mid zone support. Anybody that was trying to get into longs here, they got burned. Anybody that was trying to get into longs here and didn't take profit here, they got burned. And you can just see this happening over and over and over again in all of these midlines. Even way up here when we were near our top, people long this. If they didn't take profit, they got burned. Then they got burned again. I stay very, very cautious when we're around any midlines of channels or ranges, because it's a very, very easy way to get burned and get chopped up. And the entire premise of trading, right, is to take money from the market and not give any back. Did I take this long this morning at midline support here? No, of course I didn't, because I already got burned a few times trying to do that. I did that here, got burned. Did that here, got burned. It's like I got stopped out a few times trying to do that with these mid ranges. So no, I didn't take the long here, but now I'm looking for the price action to get exhausted on the lower timeframes, and I'm starting to look for shorts, okay? Obviously, because we're approaching that very solid resistance between 35 and 36K. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for me. Like I mentioned, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of the videos that I do here on my YouTube. I do at least one video per week, and I do 90-second analysis videos on my Twitter if you guys want to follow me there. Again, make sure that you check out all the links down there. There's links to all of the tools and stuff that I use on a daily basis, which I highly recommend. I'm not sponsored by any of these. I list them there because they're helpful for me. Hopefully they can be helpful for you. But with all that said, I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you guys later. And until then, happy trading.